Move on to our feature today. I'm joined by a technologist. Her name is Nurul Aisha Abdul Rahman, an academician at the School of Communication and Media, UITM Rumbau, to walk us through the 15 general elections. And what we're talking about specifically are disruptors. Now, and we don't mean this in a bad way. Sometimes we say that in business, it needs to be disrupted. We need disruptors to take business to a different level. So in the general elections too, or in the general election, sorry, I'm using the UK standard here, we need to have disruptors to make sure that our election process moves to the next level. Thank you, Aisha, for doing this. 945 candidates will be contesting 222 parliamentary seats. No secret, all of us know this. The highest number in history. What does this signify to you? What does this mean for you, coming in with such a high number of contestants? Or candidates, sorry.
All right, Gerard, thank you. Thank you, BERNAMA, for having me. Right, as you say, these numbers are no longer a secret. GE15, no doubt, will be the most heated battle Malaysians ever see. And this increase of numbers, of course, as a result of, some say, because of the Sheraton move, which led to the fall of the 22-month-old PH government, that has caused this systemic change in our politics. And of course, one of the ramifications of this move is the change of government that we've seen before, and have caused some serious worries and concern about the instability of our politics. And so, of course, from these large numbers, the coalitions, they reverted some of the previous, during the PH time, reverted back to PN or BN. And so we see numbers of new coalitions. Of course, we all know Pakatan is now no longer working with Bersatu. And then we have PN, which now works with us. And then we have new political parties like Muda, GTA, etc. And so this give way to also the reason why we see increase in numbers of candidates this time.
Mm-hmm. Now, a total of 108 independent candidates have also been recorded for GE15. So, which means what we want to know now is what impact does this have on the election? 108 of them, they might stir the hornet's nest a little bit, but what can an independent, I guess the more important question is, what can an independent bring to the table? I have two more questions, and we really need to move a little fast with this one.
All right, okay. Right, Gerard. I mean, again, this is exciting, of course, to most people. If you ask any political pundits, they will say the same thing. Right, we see an unprecedented numbers in these independent candidates. What does it mean? It means that, in a good way, this proves that Malaysia is a functioning democracy, despite some critics in the past, particularly from the Western scholars and analysts. Does the existence of this independent that Malaysia is fully exercising the rights of its citizens to contest whenever they see themselves fit. They're not bankrupt, etc. Right. And so from all these numbers of indies contesting, we see the federal territory and also Selangor seats are most crowded. We see 10 cornered fights in Batu, for instance. It's crazy. We've never seen anything like that, right? And also Ampang. And so why these numbers or independents concentrated more in the urban seats, I guess, also signifies that there's an increase in political participations in our citizens, which is also a good indicator that Malaysia is indeed a democracy, despite all the critics that calling us a semi-democracy, some call
I think my next question now is, I have to stop you here. I think my next question now is, who do you think are the strong contenders in the upcoming elections? When you look at the independents, who are the strong ones? Name me three of the strongest independents you see, and we'll move to the next question. I've got 2 minutes left.
Okay. Wow, names. I'm not in the... well, to be honest, personally, I don't think independents can actually stand a chance to win the election, because the track records and the way that Malaysians vote, mostly traditionally along the political lines. But if you want me to name, I guess one, for instance, Padang Besar, the Dato Zahidi Zainal Abidin could put up a fight there because he was Padang Besar MP for 2 terms and of course was the Deputy Communications and Multimedia Minister before the dissolution of the Parliament. And so I guess maybe of course Kian Chua can put up a fight also at Batu, saying that he's a very seasoned politician in the country.
Okay, we've got one more question for you, Aisha, before we let you go. It's great to speak to a technologist and get a take on this. Now, most everyone is in agreement that we're spoilt for choice with the number of parties and coalitions we have this time around. More often than not, you hear friends say, when you talk to friends, they say, I don't know who to vote for, what do I do? Everyone's sort of, half and half about what they want to do. What would be your tip? And you have to do this really quickly. I've got 40 seconds left on the clock. What would be your tip or advice before I go out and vote next week?
All right. I guess this question is very common. I get this from my students as well. It's a debate as well as democracy itself, who to vote, whether we should vote based on party affiliations or on personal merits. I mean, I guess to me, my tips would be that you should vote for the candidate and the merits as well as the political affiliations, the stability. Because as I said, if you are voting just on personal merits, for instance, if you vote for independent, the lack of political affiliations means that they also, most of them, do not have any experience in governing. So they can't do much, bring much to you as a voter. So I guess look for stability, look for parties that can ensure a better Malaysia, of course, in the future.
Thank you very much. Nurul Aisha Abdul Rahman will definitely have her back on once again from the School of Communications and Media UITM Rembau to walk us through disruptors within the 15th general election, or to be exacting, independent candidates. I'm off to a quick break. When I come back, I'll take you around the globe on what's happening the world over internationally. The International is up next, right here on The Brief, BERNAMA TV.